of a blast from the past energy, and it's actually negative energy, so be very careful about how you are able to either, protect yourself from this energy, from this external force that is trying to come into your life. And also, it's kind of like, removing the rose-colored glasses and looking at a situation from the past in its entirety and seeing the reality of it, okay? So those rose-colored glasses are definitely coming off, and we are experiencing this too as a Mercury in retrograde energy. When new information come to light and you are made aware of situations, you have full access to information in order to move forward, okay? So that's what's coming in for the very first card here. I believe the second card is, yeah, it's this one here. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands in the upright position, the Devil. So let me move these over here. The Devil in the upright position, the Emperor upright, the Queen of Swords reversed. So that's your energy. The Page of Swords upright, the Fool, the Three of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so first of all, for Aquarius who are coupled up, mainly because there are two queens here. So I just have to point this out first, okay? There are two queens. You're upside down. The other queen is in the upright position. So this can play out in two ways. For those of you who are in relationships, like established relationships, I do feel that the relationship might be a little bit unhealthy for you, okay? Mainly because we do have the Devil in the upright position. So it can be a situation that you are unable or unwilling. I feel like it's more that you're unwilling to extract yourself from. You're not seeing the full picture, okay? Or either that, or you are aware of, mainly the bad memories associated with it, or the other person is not carrying their weight, or it's an unhealthy codependent type of relationship. It could be financially linked. It could be just emotionally, you are hanging on to one another out of a sheer sense of security. If that's the case, because you are turning your back on this situation, I do feel that in your mind you're kind of like rationalizing it, and you're not looking at it in its full scope and how it might be potentially harmful for you and the other person. All right, so that's one way that it can play out. Another way that this can play out is, we do have two women in the picture, so there might be a situation in which, let me see here. Yeah, so in which, for example, somebody that you once were in a relationship with that you are unable to kind of let go of, they have moved on with another person, and it is difficult for you to accept this fact. And because of it, we do have the Ace of Cups in the reverse position, okay? You're kind of shaken up, you're kind of rattled because there is another energy, male or female, in the mix with somebody that you were once emotionally involved with, okay? So it is kind of a damper, I would say, more than anything. But I do feel that this is a nice energy, this is a nice queen energy. So in this situation, there might be a little bit of jealousy, but if it's an ex or if it's somebody that you're dealing with right now, it's best to move forward, okay? It's just problematic because I do feel that you're unable to get past it, and there might be still like lingering attachments. There might even be property that you both are trying to divvy up, you and another person that you're somehow romantically linked with. It's making it difficult for you to move forward. A third way in which this can play out is this is a month that requires you to let go of, your sense of discretion, your sense of rationality, and try to approach people on a more emotional level. Okay, so I do feel that you are going to encounter a lot of energies or a lot of people who might be in toxic environments, who might be in toxic relationships. So you kind of have to play therapist here. So instead of, trying to ask questions and trying to figure out other people's problems, or trying to like forge a new path so that people can get out of their present unhealthy predicament, it is actually really important for you to lend a sympathetic ear, and at the same time, offer help, offer advice only when it's solicited, only when it's like asked for, okay? Because I do feel that a more gentle, a more emotional approach is going to be required of you. And it is, I actually feel that it is difficult for Aquarius to do this in general. So, this is something that is going to come in for this month, and it's going to require that you suppress your rationality in favor of a more, I guess, a softer, a more human, not that you're not human, a more genuine, a more open, and a more emotional approach, okay, in dealing with this situation, or dealing with other people's problems, or dealing with whatever the energy is that is coming in. But I do sense for those of you who are involved with people who might have like strange addictions, or who might like have unhealthy habits or cling on to unhealthy relationships or situations, you're like really tired of it, and you just don't really want people to whine, especially if they're not going to do anything to change their life. However, I do feel that you might say hurtful things, so be very careful, and try to be sympathetic, try to put yourself in their shoes and see where they're coming from. Okay, so like unhealthy relationships don't just happen overnight. They are years and months, and it's just a long time in the making. So people are kind of like mired in unhealthy relationships, and they don't see a way out. So it is really easy to say what people should do, but like when you actually have to implement it, it's very difficult. So be sympathetic, be caring, loving, and sympathetic. And I do feel that if they're important people in your life, they need that. They need the voice of reason as much as they need your love and support. Okay, so even if you know someone is making the wrong decision, if they're adults about it, if they're pretty, level, handle this situation. Okay, so that's one energy that I am picking up very, very strongly. The other one is we have the Emperor in the reverse position. Okay, so this is what I would also call like a karmic block. However, it is between, two other external energy. So for those of you who are, dealing with this interpersonal relationship in which you are trying your best to be supportive, I don't feel that the other person is going to be able to kick the habit, okay? This is what I mean by a karmic block. I do feel that it is indicative of another person rather than you. So they're not going to be able to kick that habit. They're actually going to be mired in it. So that's why I would say that they don't really see an end in sight, and it's going to require a sympathetic ear from your end. And at the same time, if this is somebody that you were once romantically involved with, excuse me, who is cycling back in, it could be a water sign, male or female, like a Cancer, a Pisces, a Scorpio as well. Or it could also be an air sign, okay? What I'm sensing is with this water sign, male or female, it's going to be problematic for you this month, mainly because I feel somewhat they've changed, okay? They've changed, and they are coming in to offer you a lot of love and support. However, you're not feeling it anymore. The love's gone, so that's going to be problematic for them. I feel that, in general, if the love's not there, be honest and upfront about it, and, state the truth. State your case and just let it go, okay? So I feel if someone is coming in and telling you, trying to rekindle things with you, especially, it's just important for you to say the truth rather than ignore them. I feel that, in the reverse position too. The sword energy deals with communication. So this is basically, it's suppressed. Okay. So rather than avoiding it, just say, I'm not into you anymore. Something like that, just to put their mind at ease. Because I do feel that if you're dealing with a water sign, he or she is sincere. So, just say what needs to be said. And I feel that in general, you're not going to want to respond, okay? So be careful with that, mainly because, the run-in in the past has not been too great, too pleasurable. So you're not going to want to do that. And a lot of you, too, might also be embarking on new things. Your life is opening up. So this is basically, voyages, opportunities, seizing taking the next really major step in your life. Okay, this is a very good card for starting new projects, starting new businesses, starting new ventures, new relationship. This is a major milestone. Okay, this is like from the back of it, the whole world's in front of him. And then in this card, the whole world itself is it's like opening up. It's This is like the initial planning stages, because I do feel he's still contemplating, okay? And this is the manifestation stage, where you're taking that and you're going out and implementing it in the world. So you have a lot of new energies for new prosperity, for new opportunities. And I do feel that it can be in romance as well, because these are wand energies. They can also be just projects, like income generating activities, even though we don't have a single Pentacles card. But I do feel that projects are greatly related to income generation. So it looks very favorable, okay? So for the first 2 weeks, I would say, you're going to want to reflect back on the past, and how you can move forward without making the same mistakes. I don't feel that life is, I don't feel that you've made mistakes in the past. It might be the other party, but the point is, you got where you are today mainly because of those hard lessons that needed to be learned from both parties, okay? So the relationship or work partnership or whatever it was disbanded because, both parties have sufficiently learned what it is that they came together to learn. So therefore, it's important to move forward. And towards the end of the month, you are going to embark on a new phase in your life. I do see this as a very, very promising card. There are some anxieties here, and there are almost like it's kind of like letting go completely of things from the past, things that once you had a great love, and you're going to have to let that go in favor of your own life, in favor of a better future. And it's going to feel like scary, okay? Embarking on a new phase is never an easy process, but you have to take that first step and have faith and trust that you're going to fail. It's just a matter of having faith in yourself, okay? So water energy deals a lot with self-doubt, and I know for Aquarius in general, it's not a comfortable energy to deal with because you are a sword, you are an air element, okay? So murky water, emotional things in general, and especially like very like what I would say is like relationships that are not very clear cut makes you nervous. Like relationships that might have ended without closure, that also makes you nervous because you don't know what happened. And for you, you have to find out why. And you have to get to the root of it. And you have to have answers that make logical sense. So all these cups energy in the corners makes me feel as if this might be a little bit of an uncomfortable month for you, mainly because you're pushed out of your comfort zone, okay? So this is a card that indicates you have to take that first step and be pushed out of your comfort zone. That's how you're going to grow emotionally, because in general, you are an air sign. Things on the emotional front might not be as developed as like a water sign. So just know that pushing you out of your emotional comfort zone is going to open up your heart chakra. It's going to open up, a lot of the repressed feelings, a lot of your ability to empathize, sympathize, relate to another person at the same time. I do sense that in general, it is going to be very, very fruitful. It's going to seem a little bit scary, but it is going to serve your greater good, okay? So we have like a lot of new energies here, and then we have new projects, and even like shrugging, the past, letting it go once and for all. And what I'm sensing here with the Queen of Swords too in the reverse position and the Page of Swords, okay? So this is basically an older energy. This is a woman who, oh, also with the Queen of Swords. So, this is rationality, this is intuition as well. So I do feel that for those of you who are dealing with a relationship from the past, you are actually very rational, and you also, you are rational, but at the same time, you are also very intuitive, okay? So your intuition might override your sense of rationality because this Page of Swords is the rational side, okay? So a part of you feel like, okay, that's not going to work out. I should go back to that former project, that former lover, that former relationship, or that former, family member, any type of an interpersonal relationship. Your intuition is telling you that, and your head is just like, but it's there, it's so convenient, I should just do it. Listen to this intuition, okay? Because it's an older energy, it knows better. So I would strongly advise you, Aquarius, to really listen to your intuition. And again, it's corroborating the same story. It didn't work out before. You were left hanging, and you were left in a pretty dark place. Um, so trust your intuition, okay? Your intuition is not going to steer you wrong. It's when you overanalyze, it's when you put too much faith in other people. You do see the best in everyone, and you do, give them the benefit of the doubt. But I feel like if it happens once, twice, three, four times, it's just not going to work. So be realistic about this, okay? There is a little bit of a backward looking type of energy. So just protect yourself accordingly and don't make the same mistake twice, because you have such good cards here that indicates like brand new beginnings. And especially, this is not just a beginning. The Fool is a new beginning. This is like traveling light. This is like getting rid of all your emotional, physical baggage even, and embarking on a new phase in your life. However, this is the card that is indicative of being primed for success, okay? If you look at his clothes here, he's draped in luxury, okay? This is somebody that has a lot of financial wealth. They also, they're pretty savvy. This is somebody, who's like a mid-career type of person. So I do feel this is a major, major milestone in your life, and you are primed for success, okay? So don't go back to the old. You have a blank canvas ahead of you. So move forward with it, and especially, embrace the new opportunities that are coming into your life. You're going to be a lot happier. So don't hold yourself, subservient to the past, okay? To addictions as well, to unhealthy habits, to unhealthy people. These addictions, I does not want these things for you, okay? So they're going to be, this is a very severe karmic block in the reverse position. So the universe doesn't want these things for you. Things from the past, especially addictions, okay, they're going to be blocked out of your life. For those of you who are dealing with a Capricorn too, I do feel there is a Capricorn energy that is being blocked out. The Capricorn is in the upright position, so I don't feel this person is that bad, but it's just something that is not meant to be, okay? It's not going to work out, mainly because that you can embark on a new phase, okay? So, in general, it is going to be a very good month for you. For those of you who are dealing with a new energy, like especially a new water sign, and this is somebody that you have, this energy is actually, pretty healthy. So this person is sincere. However, you're not feeling the love anymore, okay? And then if it's somebody coming back from the past, I do feel that they've gotten their life together. They're okay now. They're like dateable now, but your heart's not in it. So it's kind of like bad timing, on their end, okay? And then for those of you who are dealing with like another air sign, excuse me, another Aquarius, another Gemini, or Aquarius, Gemini, or even a Libra, what I am sensing is, it is a very young energy, and this person I feel is very interested in you, okay? They are very interested in you, and they are going to, in general, air signs, they like to charm other people. They win over love interests and friends by displaying their intelligence, okay? They are incredibly intelligent, but I do feel that that's how they're going to be able to flirt with you. So if you're wondering if that air sign is interested in you, I do feel that if they like to talk to you about, really esoteric information, kind of like if they have very specific, like, knowledge pieces of information, they like to entice you with that, or they like to impress you by how much they know, how cultured they are, or even, just they like trivia. So if you find yourself in a situation in which someone asks you a lot of questions in general, or they like to tell you, how things work, or, just give you a lot of technical information, I do feel that that person is very interested in you and is careful. It's important to keep yourself available. Don't keep your back turned to this person because this other air sign outside of yourself is also very, very sincere. Okay, so you've got good energies here. In general, I do feel that a lot of you might be still, you know, yeah, it's the same type of energy in your own. Right now, you're emotionally, mentally, physically balanced. So I do feel that you might want to date, but not be in a committed relationship because a lot is going on in your life. So love is going to take the back seat. And that's the best way to live, actually, because I do feel that a lot of projects might be, stall the first 2 weeks and you're busy kind of trying to fix that, trying to find like ways to proceed forward on the work front, on the finance front. So your heart's not in the game. So the only thing I would say is for those who are looking and are wondering why, those dateable people are not coming in, it's because of this situation here. You're busy with something else, so you're turning your back on love opportunities, okay? It's not anything that you are doing wrong. I would say it's just, bad timing, and timing is going to be everything in love relationships. But I do sense in general that you're going on a path that's meant to be, and you're trying to take the reins and, take control of your life. So that's why you're going to be distracted with that process and you're not going to be able to see new love partners coming in. At the same time, this is also a very young energy, so it's just important to really know where you stand with the other person and really gauge its potential rather than, diving in head first, okay? So, in general, I do feel that things are going to be very good for you guys this month. Let me know how this plays out. If you are also interested in a private reading, send me an email at temperatestar@gmail.com. And I hope you have a wonderful month as well. I'll come back next week.